Spring is sprung, so it's time to do a recap of all the whiskey I hauled in this winter. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Hutch, and thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the world of whiskey. So that's right, spring is here. Technically the day I'm filming this, it's still 2 days away, but close enough. Winter is essentially over, and it's time to do a little recap of everything I added to the collection and put on the shelves of the hutch over this winter. So I haven't done a haul video since I think somewhere in the middle of the fall season, so this is going to actually be a pretty big recap and a pretty big list of things that I've hauled in, which is great. I am super excited to share with you guys what I've been adding to the shelves and also show you some stuff that hopefully will be getting some reviews from me sometime in the near future. So the parameters I've set for this are anything I brought in after December 20th, which I believe is like the first day officially of winter, is going to be in this video up to today, the present day. I'm basically done hunting for the winter season. I don't think I'll be finding anything crazy in the next 2 days. Maybe I will, and I'll let you guys know. But in any case, this is everything I've basically collected over the official season of winter. Without further ado, let's dive in. Just before we do that, I do want to say, if you're enjoying all the content, would love to have you aboard for the whole journey through 2023. So if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing that. And then while you're at it, hit that like button and comment down below all the things you've been able to collect this winter as well. All right, so like I said, this is a bigger list, so I've actually kind of organized this a little bit by distillery, and we're just gonna go through everything I've collected per distillery over this winter. So we're gonna actually start off with Heaven Hill Distillery. I think that's the distillery I've gotten the most products from this winter. Start off with just a standard bottle of Elijah Craig small batch. So I've had a bottle of this before, but it's always a great staple. I really like it in cocktails, and I think it just makes a nice sipping pour. So good to have that on the shelves at all time. Sticking with Elijah Craig, we've got the Toasted Barrel, which I will be having a review come out soon if it hasn't come out already before this video. This one I actually received as a gift, so didn't have to spend any money on it, and I've seen this maybe once or twice out in the wild, but always pretty marked up, so super happy to get this as a gift. We've actually got one more Elijah Craig product. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A123. So got the first bottle from this year, their first release for the winter. I am really enjoying this bottle. It is 100, oh. Well, that was not good. That was almost bad. All right, so we got 125.6 proof here. Really nice proof. I think it's very, very good whiskey. I paid $100 for it, so a little bit over MSRP there, but I think for 12-year-old non-chill filtered whiskey, $100 is still a pretty fair price. All right, got one more product from Heaven Hill, and that is Henry McKenna 10-year. I think I traded for this bottle. It's very solid. I like a lot of the sweetness up front. I struggle a little bit with the finish and sort of a tannic, oaky buildup, but good news is these are single barrels, so I've heard that it's a little bit, you know, some could be really awesome and some could be a little bit lower quality, might be hit or miss, but if you have a really great one, let me know in the comments below, and just let me know in general your opinions about Henry McKenna and all these Heaven Hill products. All right, next distillery we'll move on to is Jim Beam. So got two things from Jim Beam. First was Booker's. This is the fourth release from 2022. It is called Pinky's Batch. The proof here is 122.4 proof. Really nice bottle, and it's really opened up great over time. My first Booker's I've ever owned, and I am definitely not disappointed with it. It's really good. And keep your eye out actually for a video where I compare this to the other three releases from 2022. Fan of the channel, James Street, sent in samples for that, so thanks so much, and keep an eye out for that video. Next thing I got from Jim Beam was Baker's 7. So this is a single barrel product. This particular one is actually 8 years and 7 months old, so quite a bit over that 7-year minimum age statement here. Really nice. I think this has such a nice like cherry cola, some chocolate, vanilla notes, just very nice and flavorful. So recommend if you can get this for around 65 bucks, definitely worth trying. I mentioned James sending along those samples of Booker's. He sent some other things in a really nice package. One of them was from Jack Daniel's, and that is Jack Daniel's Distillery Series release. This is the straight Tennessee whiskey finished with toasted pecan wood chips. So really, really interested to crack this open and review it on the channel. Thank you again, James. You rock, and this is certainly adding a lot of great ideas to the channel and possible videos, so thanks so much. All right, next distillery we're working with is Bardstown Bourbon Company. And if you hadn't heard, they dropped some new stuff that's pretty widely available, and I think they're both amazing, so let's pull them up now. We've got the Origin Series High Rye Bourbon and the Origin Series Bottled in Bond Wheated product. I believe in the next couple of months here, we're gonna be starting to see the rye that drops as well, so I'll try to complete the set. But in terms of high quality stuff, I think this white label high rye is somewhere in that like $40 range, and the Bottled in Bond Wheated is more like $50. I really like the Bottled in Bond Wheated, but I think they're both great releases. Table's getting a little bit crowded here, but we've actually got a lot more to go here. Next distillery I've got on the docket is Starlight Distillery, which I was actually able to visit and tour. So I've got two products from them. First was the sherry finished bourbon. So really, I think this is just a quality finish, and would highly recommend if you see this in your area for somewhere between 55, 65, even maybe 70 bucks. Check this one out. And then next I got from them an apple brandy finished rye. So for me, the apple brandy finished rye is, again, a nice finish, not quite to the level of the sherry finished bourbon for me, but still, I tried that at the distillery and really liked it, and I think they're just doing great, unique things and sort of pushing the boundaries, which is great. All right, next distillery is one that I have neglected for a lot of my whiskey journey so far, but I'm now diving in and we'll be doing some more videos on, and that is Michter's. So what I've got from them, got their US 1 bourbon and the single barrel rye, which all of their rye is single barrel, so this is also just the US 1 rye. I have cracked both of those open and tried them. Tell you what, that rye, I've heard great things about Michter's rye, and that is already impressing me. So look for some videos on Michter's and a review of these and the sour mash, and maybe a comparison of all three. So that'll be fun to break those all open together. Next distillery we've got takes us all the way across the country for me to California, and that is Redwood Empire. I've got two things from them this winter. First one, absolutely phenomenal. Rocket Top Rye Batch 2. This was just so good for me, and it's got such a sweet profile that I don't want it all the time, but when I am craving it, man, it just hits the spot, and it's got these like kind of candied orange and cane sugar notes. Just a really nice rye. And then the other thing I got from them was sadly a little bit disappointing, and that is the Lost Monarch Cask Strength Batch 1. 117.2 proof. I love the regular Lost Monarch, but this blend just didn't quite cohere and come together for me, so I struggled with it, but still happy I picked it up and was able to review it for you guys. And overall, I think Redwood Empire is doing phenomenal stuff, so always looking out for their products. All right, now we actually are getting close to the finish line here, but got a couple more distilleries to go through. Next is Buffalo Trace, which we're all hunting and trying to get stuff from them. First bottle I got from them this winter, just a standard Eagle Rare 10-year. Really great bottle. I mean, 90 proof, easy sipper. I believe I traded for this bottle too, and it's just, I think it's worth that 60 bucks that you might see it for. Wish we could see it for MSRP more, around 35, 37 bucks, but it's just really quality whiskey. And the more I taste Buffalo Trace stuff, the more I realize like they just hit the mark on a lot of things. And the next thing I have from them is no exception, and that is E.H. Taylor Small Batch. So was able to get this one along with the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. I got this as a gift, so super happy to have it as part of the collection now. Gonna give me some good things to compare this to. I can do more comparisons with Buffalo Trace, and honestly I think this might be my favorite Buffalo Trace product I've had so far. Just really tasty. All right, now we've just got a couple of miscellaneous odds and ends to finish up. First, we've got not actually a bourbon, but Writer's Tears Irish Whiskey. I have yet to review this, but will be reviewing it. Need to keep expanding my palate with international stuff, and after having Redbreast 12, I'm a little bit more interested in Irish whiskey, so really looking forward to reviewing that for you guys. And then got three more things that I actually went out and picked up today that kind of round out my whiskey hunting for the season. First, we've got an Ezra Brooks Distillers Collection release. So really interested to dive into this. I've had, I think, the Ezra Brooks 99. I thought it was pretty solid. Never had the old Ezra, but I've heard good things about this. I think it's 107 proof, so love that proof point. Really interested to dive into that one. And looking forward to doing some more reviews of Lux Row products because I haven't really checked out too much from them. Next, we've got Juke Joint Whiskey from, I think it's, BR Distilling. Blue Note. I've heard great things about this brand. I've heard that even their standard stuff is pretty solid, but they also have like uncut, unfiltered, a 17-year that people go crazy for. So interested to dive into this, their bottom shelf option and see how good it is. And then last but not least, we've got a staple bottle, a Russell's Reserve single barrel. So I still have one on the shelves that's still got plenty in it, but I haven't been able to see these for a good price around me. They've been going up to 80, 85 bucks, which is a little bit sad. But while I was out hunting today, I saw this for 65 bucks. So automatically had to be a pickup just to get a backup and keep that on the shelves. All right, everybody, I'm kind of hiding here behind all of the bottles because there are quite a few, but this was my haul this winter. And as you can see, my whiskey hunting journey is kind of on an exponential curve, especially with the channel. I've started collecting more and more each season and just gathering more and more stuff. People give me more gifts because I have the channel, which is awesome. And you guys have been extremely generous sending samples and certain bottles. So that is awesome. And I mean, hopefully this doesn't get too out of hand. I kind of have to reevaluate my hutch and see where I'm going to store some more whiskey because I'm running out of room. But again, I think this was a really nice haul this winter. And what I also think is just that it's given me so much more breadth and depth to the whiskey world to review and check out for you guys, and hopefully you've been enjoying the journey as I've gone through a lot of these bottles. Let me know, again, what you've collected this winter. Would love to hear what some of your favorite bottles are from this season, and then what are you looking forward to trying to get your hands on this spring. Until I see you guys again for another video, all I can say is keep drinking good whiskey and cheers.